All right, so today I'm on the Vitilan T7. This is a full suspension mountain bike for around $2,000 at the price point of it being on sale, which is on sale a lot. The normal price is around like $2,700. So what you're getting for the $2,000 price tag though is a bike, as you can see, that can go over all types of terrain. It has a really big 26 by 4-inch fat tires on this thing, but when you combine that with the dual suspension, this is a really nice, comfortable bike. Even though it's kind of big, it does come in around like 98 or 99 pounds, so it's not light, but this aluminum alloy frame feels very sturdy, very solid, and both suspensions are adjustable. The front suspension fork does have around 60 millimeters of travel, and for the secondary suspension, it's actually in the middle of the frame of the bike, and you have these couple different like little levers here and knobs that you can use to adjust the compression and stuff. And that's one thing I do like about this secondary suspension, is that it's very easy to know how to adjust it. Sometimes you don't really know while looking at it, but they made it very easy to get that nice comfort and ride that you want. And then what you're getting with the build quality of this for the around $2,000 price tag is really good. It feels sturdy. The cable management is really good. You have a lot of internal cable routing, so it's a very nice clean setup here. And this bike does come in 3 different colors. So you have the standard black and also yellow, but they also have this cool chameleon color, which I have on this bike. So this gives us this very nice changing color effect when the sunlight or any type of light hits it. So it looks very sleek. I've been getting a lot of compliments, but this colorway will add an additional $100 onto the price point. So be aware of that. Now this bike is missing a couple of things that you do see a little bit more common around this price point these days. And that's the fact that this does not have any turn signals and also doesn't have a brake light on the back. You do have this little reflector there, but on the front, you do get this motorcycle inspired headlight that's nice and big and also comes in around 600 lumens. So it's going to be bright as well. So it's not that this company is trying to be cheap by not having these things on this bike. It's just the fact that they prioritize other things like the dual suspension and other things as far as like the quality of this bike. So I'm not too mad at that. And I will say that the assembly process for this bike was very smooth, very easy to put together. Everything just went in place very nicely. And then I also like the fact that you can get an optional rear rack. And then also this does come with front and rear plastic fenders. And just overall, I will give the build quality of this bike like an A-. It's just really solid all the way through. Now this bike does come with some leather hand grips, which feel nice. And also on the right hand side, you will find a half twist throttle. And then you will find the controls for the 8-speed Shimano shifter next to that. And then on the left hand side, you will find a button for the very loud electronic horn. Pretty loud, will get someone's attention. And then to the right of that, you will find the controls for the big and nice and bright, colorful display on this bike. It shows you the temperature, it shows you the time, it shows you your mileage, your speed, all those different things that you come to expect on the e-bike. It's just a really nice display overall. And you do have a USB Type A port on this display, so you can charge your phone while you are riding. But yeah, just going over in grass like I am now, just being able to switch over from going from a paved surface to some type of off-roading like this, and the bike just has that power and that 80 Newton meters of torque to allow me to be able to get up hills and stuff like I'm doing right now. I'm not in the right gear, but I still have enough power to get up this. And so the bike is just a very smooth performing bike. I keep going back to that, but yeah, it just feels really nice to ride. Okay, so now let's jump into the speed test. So this bike does have a 750 watt Bafang rear hub motor, but this does peak out at 1200 watts. So the first test, we'll be using the half twist throttle only. So let's get this thing going in 3, 2, 1, boom. All right, so I weigh around 220 pounds, backpack full of camera gear, but we're already at 18 miles per hour. GPS app is showing around 20 miles per hour. Bike display is now showing 25, 26, 27, 28, throttle only. And I did feel the bike kind of like limited itself. So it does feel like it can go faster than the 28 miles per hour, but it gets up to 28 miles per hour using throttle only very quickly. So I'm liking that. So now let's test out the hydraulic disc brakes. And these are Tektro hydraulic disc brakes, nice and quiet, good stopping power. All right, now doing the speed test with pedal assist in 3, 2, 1, boom. And I'm gonna use the throttle a little bit to kick me off, but here we go. And this does have a Shimano 8-speed derailleur. So I think I'm in like gear 6 or 7, but we are already at 24, 25, 27, 28, 29, So yeah, we hit 29 miles per hour very quickly on the bike's display. My GPS app is showing like 28.5, I think I maxed out at. But yeah, using pedal assist, you can get up to that top speed very quickly on this thing, but you can totally feel the motor kind of holding itself back. And I'm assuming that's for like the legal ramifications for keeping this bike, you know, in class 3. But there might be a way in the settings that you might be able to unlock the full power. I haven't found that yet, but even still, going at 28 miles per hour, whether you're using pedal assist or using a throttle, it's a really good experience, very nice and fast and torquey. So this is going to be good if you are going to be riding in the road with cars and stuff. You shouldn't be holding up traffic too much with this bike because it is ready to go when you are. All right, so let's talk about range and battery. So the past couple of days, I started at 100% and I haven't charged it since, and we're at 57% battery, and it looks like we went around 12 miles. But this bike is packed with a 48 volt, 20 amp hour Samsung battery that's living right underneath the middle of the frame of the bike. So this bike does come with 2 keys that you can use to take out the battery and take it inside and charge it if you want. And it'll take around 4 to 6 hours to fully charge this battery. And then also they estimate between 60 and 80 miles of range when you are using this. Now, I've been getting a lot of my B-roll shots for this video, so I've been using a lot of throttle only, going up hills and stuff, and carrying around a lot of camera equipment. So your mileage will vary depending on if you're using throttle or pedal assist and how much you weigh and how much wind and stuff like that. Now, as far as riding position, you are sitting a little bit more forward in this mountain biking type of style, and this grass is very rough. This dual suspension is doing a pretty good job. And I can see a lot of people maybe not taking this on a mountain biking trail where it's very tight turns just because of how kind of big and heavy this bike is. But I do know people who use these type of e-bikes on farms, or maybe if they're going hunting and stuff. So this bike, I feel like, will perform in the type of terrains that would be suited for those. And I always like trying to see if I can split this gap without messing up my knuckles, and yes, I did it today. I would say like the handling as far as like turning and stuff feels really good on this. Really good, nice control. Big bike, but you know, it doesn't feel too big and unwieldy. And now the ultimate test for any type of suspension. I'm going over some cobblestone here and it feels good. You don't hear too much shakiness in my voice, so that's a good indicator of some good suspension. Brakes are good too. And let me get in position for my really good, nice hill test. Very nice steep hill, as you can see with that car, but I'm going to use this in throttle only. So in 3, 2, 1, fix my phone. All right, boom, here we go. And so this is a pretty nice steep hill. And this bike does have 80 Newton meters of torque. And the motor is definitely putting out around 1142 watts of power right now, according to the display. And we're going around 12 miles per hour, which is not bad. So pretty good. Now this bike does support up to 330 pounds. And I will say that the seat that it comes with is pretty nice for a stock seat. It's nice and wide, but the one thing I do want to see improved on this will be the actual seat post. For some reason, the seat post is shorter than I've experienced with other bikes. So I'm 6 feet tall. It's not, you know, horribly bad, but I would like to see just a longer seat post for people with long legs like me. And the recommended rider height for this bike is between 5'4" and 6'8". So I would say that if you're definitely above 6 feet tall, you want to get a bigger seat post so your legs and knees aren't going to be too scrunched up when you are pedaling on this bike. Now the pedaling experience on this bike is pretty good as far as like the pedal assist. You have 5 levels of pedal assist, and this doesn't have a torque sensor, but it still is relatively responsive. There's probably like a half-second delay from when I start pedaling to when the motor kicks in to help me out. But I do like the pedals on this bike. The pedals actually do have like these little pegs that really kind of hug the bottom of my shoes. So I haven't had any problems with any slippage or anything when I have been pedaling. So that's all good. All right, so look, at the end of the day, when you're looking for like maybe your first e-bike or a budget e-bike that's not going to completely, you know, take everything out of your wallet, the $2,000 price tag is a really good price point, but you want to make sure you're getting, you know, some good bang for your buck. And I think what Vitilan has done with this T7, which this is my first bike that I've ever reviewed from them, it's a really good, solid impression. This is a bike that's very easy to recommend to people because I feel like out of the box, the build quality is going to live up to what most people want for this price point. And also you are getting some dual suspension that's going to make this a very comfortable ride. And the fact that you can get that 28 mile per hour speed with pedal assist or just using a throttle only makes this a good bike to kind of really take anywhere, and I'm going anywhere right now by going through these trees. So yeah, this is just a rock solid bike. So I'll have a link down below in the description that will take you to the website, and they are nice enough to give my viewers, I think around like $50 off or so, and maybe a little bit more with whatever coupon and stuff that I might have down in the description of this video. But other than that, guys, let me know what you think about this bike down in the comments below. But like always, I do want to thank you for watching, and I will catch you later. Peace.